So next up on day 15?
December 15th.
December 15th.
So we did this year. The numbers represent the day that you're supposed to be opening them up. / we had a bunch of the other days left.
So this one, again, asking people to kind of mix this one up, give it a roll, try to keep it cold, obviously, so it doesn't, spray everywhere. So this one, oh yeah, see, and this is why it's in the first couple days. Let's see if it actually comes out nice. Okay.
Oh, I think I know which one this one is.
Bit of an odd color on this one, but kind of plays into what it's supposed to be. So, just want to kind of reiterate. So this was one of mine, and the original idea for this beer. And I'd seen a couple of them kind of floating around the internet, and I tried to actually contact some of the breweries that were doing it. We wanted to do a slime beer and kind of messing around with textures and things like that. So one of the ones that we kept seeing kind of pop up was Ecto Cooler as the traditional, or I guess the more famous 90s drink from High C there. An odd green color, yeah.
I thought Ecto Cooler is like Ghostbusters.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
It was a Ghostbusters themed High C drink. So this one, it's got some blue curacao in it to give it some orange flavor, as well as some orange zest to give it more of that like kind of bitter, pithy note, just to kind of balance things out, make sure it's not too sweet. But again, the Advent calendar is a time for experimentation, and this one was one of those experiments that maybe didn't work as well as we wanted it to.
What is in this beer?
So we used blue spiralina as one of the ingredients in this one to try to give it a green color, and we had some odd variation between the colors of the different kegs. So this one I think is not as green as I was hoping for.
It smells like a rum drink, like a not rum, but like a tropical beachside.
Yeah.
The blue curacao.
Yeah, definitely brings that note out. This one's got some sediment for sure from the spirulina. So, again, not one of our favorite, not one of our best attempts, but the flavor is still really good. Super orangey.
It's not as like puckery as I thought it would be.
No. But yeah, so I guess live and learn. The blue spirulina, this variety.
What is blue spirulina? What is blue spirulina?
Blue spirulina is a natural food dye that is derived from an algae, actually, a kelp. So
we try not to use like artificial.
We try as hard as we can to not use artificial flavorings, colorings and stuff like that for most of our beers.
I think flavorings wise, if we're trying to target a specific flavor profile, you can't do it. Some stuff you can't do naturally.
No, it just doesn't work. And we've attempted. That's the thing. We've attempted.
So for like a Sour Batch Kids or Sour Adult series, we use a flavoring because there's no other way to get that. Like I want this. Like so, my two favorite. So the whole like start of it was for the sours. I wanted a beer that tasted like the sour watermelon and the fuzzy peach because those are my two favorite gummy candies.
Yeah.
And I remember searching long and hard to try to figure out what flavorings. And how did I do it? I think I went through a bunch of like files on the internet and then found out where the flavoring comes from.
Yeah.
And then, or who sold the flavoring, and then found out the manufacturer through, what was it? It was the safety data sheets of who the supplier was for these flavorings.
All right, Mike.
What is this? It looks like it looks like a Mountain Dew tea.
Well, that's gonna be the highlight for that day.
Color on that thing.
Yeah. So this is the Ecto Cooler.
Interesting.
Yeah, so originally we were gonna go for more of like a slime beer using gelatin or
This is the Slimer.
well, yeah, we were gonna use pectin or gelatin or something to give it more of like
we've
a
done
thick
Ecto
kind of
before. Yeah.
texture. And then we kind of decided against that. Just it was already kind of a weird experimental beer with the spirulina and everything in there, so we wanted to kind of keep the variation or the variables down on this one. So it color didn't turn out how we wanted, but I mean flavor's still there.
What's most of the sediment kind of floating on the bottom?
That's
there?
the spirulina.
Spirulina.
Yeah,
the blue spirulina.
It didn't really come into solution as best we wanted,
Yeah.
but
Hey.
live and learn.
Live and learn.
Now
Well,
I know.
there's definitely ways to get the spirulina to stay in suspension or be a little bit finer. I wonder if you can grind it more to like be finer and then
Yeah.
change the density of the actual beer so it stays in suspension.
Well, and that was the thing. Like when we were originally doing the thicker beer,
Yeah.
we weren't too worried about anything kind of falling out of solution because it was gonna stay.
Yeah.
But
You think it would bind with like say if you did like a New England yeast or a Hefeweizen yeast where the proteins stay a little bit more in suspension or change the mash temperature so it becomes more dense?
yeah,
You think it would-
bit of a thicker beer potentially. Yeah.
Grab some fresh glasses and take for
Yeah, I don't know. This
No.
one.
Yeah, I wonder. Just well, maybe next year.
Yeah. Well, again, it's one of our favorite times to experiment. So you know what? I'm sure we're gonna get some odd untapped reviews on this one. But you know, whatever.
What's untapped?
Oh my god.
What is untapped, Jason?
Oh, untapped is the bane of most brewers' existence. And I fall into the trap of looking at it far too often. Untapped is it's an app.
Hashtag not sponsored because we don't like untapped.
No. Yeah, no, Untapped is a beer rating system. A lot of people use it to kind of keep track of
it's a
what
good-
beers they have.
It's a good diary of stuff, and
Yeah.
like you take the judgments with a grain of salt.
Oh, for
People have
sure.
different tastes.
You